Okay, let's be real. Every company on the planet is feeling this insane pressure to adopt AI, right? It's the one topic that is absolutely dominating every single boardroom and strategy meeting. But with all this frantic activity, you have to wonder, is anyone actually getting it right? I mean, this is the command echoing from the top floors. Get me AI. It's become this massive scramble to keep up. Like a technological arms race, where just falling a little bit behind feels like total failure. The pressure is just to do something with AI, and to do it like yesterday. And here is the harsh, kind of brutal reality check. In spite of companies pouring millions, sometimes even billions of dollars into these AI projects, most of them are seeing really disappointing results. That big transformation they were promised, it's just not happening. So what on earth is going on? That is the critical question we have to ask. And here's a hint. The answer isn't that the AI technology is bad. Not at all. The problem is actually much deeper, and it's hidden inside the day-to-day operations of the business itself. It's not about the tool, it's about how we're trying to use it. And that brings us to our first major hurdle, what we can call the AI hype problem. See, the common approach is to start with this shiny new, exciting technology and then just try to force fit it onto existing and, let's be honest, often messy workflows. It's kind of like buying a brand new jet engine and then trying to figure out how to strap it to your old bicycle. I mean, it sounds spectacular, but it's an absolute recipe for failure because it completely ignores the foundation. So, what is this hidden foundation problem? Well, it's a concept called process debt. And this is the real reason that all this incredible technology so often fails to deliver on its promise. It's what grinds AI projects to a screeching halt, sometimes before they even get off the ground. So let's define that. Process debt is basically the buildup of all the clunky, inefficient workarounds and outdated steps that have just become accepted as, well, how we've always done it. You know the vibe. It builds up so slowly over time through siloed departments and just a general lack of ownership. Nobody's job is to fix the whole system, right? The analogy here is perfect. Think of it as clogged plumbing in your business. You can pour as much high-pressure water or AI as you want into those pipes, but if they're clogged, it's not going anywhere fast. You know, to really get this, it helps to compare it to a concept you might already know: technical debt. Tech debt lives in the software code, and it slows down your developers. Process debt, on the other hand, lives in your day-to-day operations, and it slows down the entire business. That makes it a much bigger and honestly a much more dangerous problem.
Here is a perfect, almost painful illustration of the problem. Imagine a bank, right? They're using AI to speed up loan approvals. The AI scans all the documents in like half a second. Amazing! But then that document just sits in a digital queue for 2 full days waiting for Department A, and then it sits for another 3 days waiting for Department B. The AI did its job perfectly in a flash, but the clogged up process means the customer is still waiting 5 days. To them, absolutely nothing has changed.
So this leads us to the solution, a complete shift in how we think about this stuff. We need to adopt what's called a process-first mindset. It means flipping the whole model on its head. We don't start with the technology. We start by asking some really basic questions about the work itself. And the difference is so simple, but it is profound. Tech-first thinking asks, hey, what can this cool new tool do for us? It's a solution desperately looking for a problem. Process-first thinking, though, starts from a place of purpose. It asks, wait a minute, what is our actual goal here? What are we trying to accomplish? And asking that big question leads you to these other critical ones. This isn't about AI features, it's about understanding reality. How is work actually getting done in the real world? Not how is it written down in some dusty old manual? Where are the real bottlenecks? What kind of decisions are we making here? Answering these questions first is the only way to unlock any real value. Now this right here might be the most powerful idea in this entire approach. Before you spend a single dollar trying to make a process faster, you have to stop and ask, do we even need this process at all? Because the fastest way to do something is to just eliminate it entirely. The second fastest is to radically simplify it. Automation should be the last step, not the first. Okay, so adopting the mindset is one thing, but putting it into practice requires a clear plan. And that is where this 5-phase framework comes in. It's a guide to take you from start to finish. It all starts with process archaeology. I love that name. You're literally digging in to find out how work really gets done. Then you move to redesign, where you simplify and eliminate all the waste you just found. And look, only then, in phase 3, do you even start looking for AI opportunities. You follow that with a small, targeted implementation, and finally, you treat the whole thing like a living system that you're constantly refining. Now, I know what you might be thinking. An executive listening to this is probably saying, whoa, 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 this sounds slow. We need to move now. And look, that's a totally fair concern. But this approach is a classic case where taking your time at the beginning lets you absolutely sprint ahead later on. Think about it. The tech-first path gives you the illusion of speed with a quick deployment, but it almost always leads to disappointment and really expensive fixes down the road. The process-first path? Yeah, it might take a little longer to get started, but it delivers meaningful impact so much faster, and that value just keeps growing and compounding over time. So if you take just one thing away from this whole explainer, please let it be this. This phrase is the perfect summary of the entire mindset. You have to fix the plumbing. You have to clean out the pipes and fix the system before you can expect something as powerful as AI to flow through it effectively. And here's the ultimate warning. If you ignore your process debt, if you just layer shiny new tech on top of your old, broken workflows, you're not creating efficiency. All you're doing is automating failure. You're just getting to the wrong answer faster and spending a lot more money to do it. So, as you think about your own company's journey with AI, this is the fundamental question you have to ask yourself. Are you just trying to do AI, or are you actually trying to transform how your business operates? Because one of those paths leads to compounding value, and the other leads to a very, very expensive dead end. The choice you make doesn't start with the technology. It starts with your process.